Hey guys, Pete here, HVAC Greatness. So when you're using pricing for your HVAC services, let me show you here how this works on using our net profit pricing calculator. So what we do is we come in and we enter in all the supplies. Let's say this is a $100 motor with $5 worth of miscellaneous. We come back in here. We have already set up our sales tax, our credit card rate. If you pay a commission, you put that in here. It's going to calculate your sales tax. There is a contingency in there for your parts in case you miss a little thing, a little something. Plus, there is an internal warranty. Now, we have to put our truck expense. Let's say we have 1 hour on this job, and so 1 hour's worth of labor. We fill in the yellow parts, okay? So if you have special tools, you put it here. If you have to rent some kind of equipment or maybe have a crane subcontractor, pull permits, all that goes in here. And then if you have any special travel costs, that goes here. It's gonna calculate your labor. Now this is, you have the option of your hourly pay, task pay, or subcontractor. This is really important for your smaller companies. I've done something special for you, but this is made for full-time companies primarily. So if you're small, don't worry. We've really got this dialed in. It's wonderful. So in this case, we've got our direct costs. We know that our overhead burden on this is actually covered. We know exactly what it costs us to do this job. This is our break even, your break even, and this is based on your numbers. Now the gold would represent what the GP is that most of your big competitors are doing, and the yellow would represent maybe what the market value is beneath that. Let's say that you want to be on the bottom end of that and you want to charge about $380. We know whether or not you can afford to do that, because here it is. We're making $80 or 21% net profit. And so you have to decide, okay, my final price is $393.78 because the credit cards are going to take their 3.5%. This is what the company needs to make. But again, all of this is based on your input numbers over here. So how do we do that? First of all, you'll notice that the efficiency on this one is 32%. This is a little company. Let me flip over here to the big company. Their numbers are going to be different. The orange one, by the way, this is a change out calculator, not a repair. And so again, we know what the big companies are charging. We know about what the going rate is. We know where we need to be, and we know exactly what our net profit is, exactly what our break even is. But that depends on their costs over here. So if we look at this, this is a legit full-size company. They're 70% productive or efficient. It means that their installers are billable installing 70% of the time. Their service techs on flat rate are billable 50% of the time. And so what that does is it takes that lead technician, and we take his hourly pay. And by the way, we've got that calculated over here, so we know what we calculate what his burden pay is. In other words, you got to match taxes, right? You're going to have to put the holidays in there, the vacation days in there. You're going to have to put your workers' compensation rate, FUTA, SUTA, unemployment tax. We calculate that for you, and we're going to help you do this in the workshop so that once your numbers are entered, you come in to do this same repair. Let's see, there's our $100 scenario. I'll just make it the same one. In this particular company's example, let's make it big so you can see it. Our hourly rate, let's see, we don't have 8 hours doing that, do we? This is a 1 hour job, and we have a 1 hour on the truck. Real quick, in and out. Our cost for this big company is $320. And then we need to be somewhere in that 500 range. So let's say we charge $500. Is that where we need to be? Our final price would be $518, and that's going to net us 35% or $179 on this repair. But if we did that for you little guys, and we come in because you're not 70%, you're only 32%. And we try to figure the hourly, it's going to try to cram the entire hourly rate into every job. So instead of it being $59 an hour for cost, it's going to be $138 dollars an hour on the service. And if we look on the installation, instead of it trying to be $850 for an all-day crew, it's going to be $2,100. Why? Because you're a little company. Got little guys, we got you covered on this. This is a powerful, powerful tool. But before we can do this, we have to come back over to these numbers and fill in your data. Well, how do we do that? How do we know what your overhead is? How do we know what your fuel costs are? And how do we figure all this stuff? I got you. What we do is we come over here and we have this document. We literally come in and we put in all of your overhead. I'm going to help you do that. It's going to automatically calculate it. We break out any field labor, and we break out your variable fuel expenses and stuff like that. And then guess what? Now we have the scenarios over on here. So we're going to fill out this yellow with you, and we're going to figure out the scenario. Say you're a little guy, and let's say you can only get 20 service calls a month right now. Maybe just 2 change outs, maybe maybe it's just 1 change out, right? And so it's going to automatically calculate based on what your average tickets are, and it's going to tell you, here's what your monthly sales are going to look like. Now, it will also tell you, here's your field revenues. So the work that you're doing, little guy, is $2,530. But you're saying, well, Pete, wait, I can't leave off of $2,000. I need to make $5,000 a month. So what we do is we enter that in. It's going to automatically add that to your overhead, and here's your new adjusted overhead. So we take this number of $105,000, we come over here, we enter it in here, $105,000, put $5,000, right? And $105,000. And so there we are. There's our overhead. And this really doesn't matter. It could be $600,000. We're doing your price calculations based. It gives you a percentage of your overhead. But what this does is we know exactly what your costs are. So then I've got a little surprise for you guys. We come into something as simple as this over here. It's just a spreadsheet. You come in and we're going to calculate different levels of flat rate service repairs. And so we'll base this based on a dollar amount plus the hourly, and then we'll roll this over into a PDF, and it's going to look like this. So now you have a very inexpensive flat rate quick reference book, and you say, well, this homeowner, this is a level 1 repair. That's anything like a stock capacitor, contactor, relay, transformer, float switch, stuff like that. It's going to be $335. Now, that's okay, but we can do better than that, can't we? So this is my bonus for you guys that are going to be in the live session. And if you're watching this and it's already past April 1st, because we're doing the live sessions first week of April, that's okay. You can get access to this, watch the recordings, and you're going to have access to this. So here's what this template would look like. So this is a menu that you print out. Imagine a menu from a restaurant. It's about that size. We put a spiral down the side, and there's your front page. All this is editable, and you come in and you put your company name, we put your logo and van, and then here is an example of what that would look like. So you tell Mr. Homeowner, you say, okay, this is a level 1 repair, it's $347. The member price is $297. A level 1 repair is basically any basic electrical or mechanical repair using level 1 materials, such as a generic capacitor or contractor. And just because we also have a labor rate of 1 hour figured in this particular category. So all of these are category 1. So now you have a flat rate book that will work on most of your bulk repairs, right? So that you're not having to come over here and every time you need a repair, come calculate it all over again. So we put together some generic ones for you here so that you can do that. Now, what happens when the customer says $347, where are we at? These aren't done yet. $347 for a capacitor, you're ripping me off. You say, no, it's a level 1 repair. The capacitor is part of that cost, but it also has to pay me and we have to pay the company. And then you flip over on the back of your book, this is the back page, and you say this is what's built into the pricing. So all of our expenses are built into here, and so all of this is built into the price. It's not $347. $347 pays for all of this because did you know that it costs your service provider hundreds of dollars just to pull into the driveway? No, this is a professional service, which means we're not guessing. This is an accurate and quick diagnosis. These are professional contractor grade parts. These parts are in stock. They're on our truck. They're ready to go in now. There's full warranty, parts and labor now. We're fully insured. We're licensed. This is a professional service. So no, Mr. Homeowner, that $347 is not just for a capacitor. It is for this level of service and our 3-year guarantee on all of our services. blah, 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 blah. But it all starts with getting your pricing accurate. This is the calculator where you use that, and pricing is only accurate if the number of units sold is accurate. So we build this on what it takes you to get what you know that you can do monthly, and then we come down here and we build quotas off of that, and we set goals, we build an advertising budget in there, everything is done. We've got the simplest, most intelligent price system for change outs, residential heating and air conditioning change outs, and service and repair flat rate that's out there. Okay, no complications, no crazy KPIs, and we can adjust these on the fly. So during these tough times, we make an adjustment. I'm going to show you how to do that in the training so that you understand how the pricing come together, what that overhead really is, what the direct cost really is, what is a variable overhead. We really keep it simple for you. You're going to love this. I hope you come join us. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. Let's go make you successful regardless of the economy. I'll see you on the inside of the training. See you next time. Bye-bye.